Pokemon trainers have some wild fashion choices. Across the entire series, we've seen things like hats with a built-in wig attached, arm computers, shorts so comfy and easy to wear that they span across multiple generations. But in today's video, I'm talking about a specific group of Pokemon trainers' fashion. The most elite fashion in all of Pokemon, one might say. The Elite Four. The top 4 ranked trainers in each region aside from its champions who battled their way to the top. The best of their specific region. But who cares about all that? Today, that all means nothing! We're judging these trainers based on their look, their fashion, and just overall life choices. I'm gonna go through region by region from Kanto through Paldea, not including Galar because they don't really have an official Elite Four, RIP, and see who is still in the running to be the Pokemon world's next top model. Okay, yeah, that's a different show, but you get the idea. But before we dive into some Elite Four fashion, make sure to go down below and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all things Pokemon and fashion, because you won't want to miss the latest trends, such as giant puffy sleeves or the boots from SpongeBob. The time has come. Let's dive into the wonderful world of Elite Four fashion in Pokemon. Starting out with Lorelei, of course, we gotta talk about the obvious. She's giving sexy librarian in this look with the glasses, this short skirt, the hair back in the pony, the neck, even these short little heels. She is not lending you books, that's for sure. She is lending you her time. After class. Out on a date. With her specialty being ice-type Pokemon, you think she'd be cold in an outfit like this, but you know, I guess not. And then for her Let's Go design, I mean, I don't love this outfit as much as I love the original outfit, but this hair clip that looks like a gemstone, I'm obsessed. Or it's probably a piece of ice, now that I think about it, not a gemstone, but thankfully she is still giving sexy librarian, keeping that vibe from the first game, and I am so thankful for it because, girl, you look amazing. This is the first person you see when you enter the Kanto Elite Four. Are you joking? When that door opens and I see the next members of the Elite Four, they better be serving just as much as Lorelei is, or I'm just gonna be disappointed. Speaking of disappointment in regards to fashion, let's move on to Bruno, who's up next with the epitome of no shirt, no shoes, no service. Yeah, Bruno didn't really give me a lot to talk about, other than the fact that he's got these torn up pants, he's got some weighty looking wristbands and ankle bands, probably for like working out, they're probably weighted. I don't know, like, I understand that fashion's probably not Bruno's priority, but like, after Lorelei, like, really? Like, I don't know. Look, I'm fine with it. Honestly, Bruno, I don't expect you to be a fashion superstar. As long as you're clipping your toenails, that's fine with me. Next up is a person who had a big glow up from the original games to Let's Go, and that is Agatha. She went ahead and took her old maiden type of shoes and turned them into an old maiden type of boot. In all seriousness, am I the only one that feels like Agatha really did get an upgrade? Like, not that she looked bad before, but I just really enjoy this new look from Let's Go a lot more. I mean, the cane with the Gengar on it, the lacy apron on the front, the add of the green cloak here to add a bit of color. I mean, I just think that this design is great. I do like the original, but the Let's Go one is chef's kiss, masterpiece. Lance's original outfit is not bad. It does make him look like he's going to a Marvel con dressed up as Doctor Strange, but I don't think that this is a horrible look. Here he's giving your classic dragon tamer trainer genre here, but I just massively prefer him in Let's Go. The designers for Let's Go really knew what they were doing because Lance here, I would wear this outfit, especially the jacket. The jacket mixed with this cape on the over the shoulder, like, I love this outfit. This red jacket is everything to me, and the way that they changed out the boots, even the shoes are more flattering. And look at this pose. Tell me that Lance himself doesn't even know that he's serving. I mean, you got the hand on the hip, you got the flared out cape in the back. Lance knows what he's doing. Moving on to Generation 2, we're starting off with Will, and honestly, I really didn't even remember him looking like this. I only remember his Heart Gold and Soul Silver design, so this is one of the first times I'm looking at this outfit, and I do not like what I see. What I can appreciate about this look is his magician kind of vibe that he's got going on. I mean, he's got the tie, he's got the cuff sleeves, he's got the button up. That I can appreciate. What I don't like about this look is the fit of the jacket's a little weird. He's got this massive puff of hair coming out that I don't exactly love. It looks like not styled in a bad way. Also, I'm not really a fan of that one of his eyes is visible through the mask. I would much rather keep it like it is in his Heart Gold and Soul Silver design, where you can't see either of his eyes. I don't know, the fact that it just looks like a mask looks a lot better to me and fits with the design than the one side being a mask, one side being an eyeball kind of thing. Look, you don't need to see what you're wearing in order to serve. His remake design is a massive upgrade. I'm hugely, vastly vastly prefer this to the original. I mean, we got the ascot, we got the flared out sleeves with a little bit of a cut in them, we got the better styled hair. I just think everything about this design is a lot better, and the fact that I distinctly remember this design and don't remember anything about the original should tell you everything you need to know. Koga is wearing his classic ninja garb and attire, and I honestly don't really have that many comments about this. I feel like this is a classic look for a ninja. I don't think that he's really going for fashion here, but even if he was, I would say that this little scarf on the back, love that, but everything else is just like classic. Moving right on along to Karen, because we already went over Bruno and he really doesn't change his outfit, which is such a disappointment, but you know, whatever. We're moving on to Karen, who is one of the most fabulous divas to ever come out of the Pokemon series. Let's not mince words. This look is simple. It is a crop top with some pants and some shoes. Like, it's nothing crazy, but she makes it work like nobody's business. It's the yellow heel. It's the way that these dangly gold coins are around the belt. It's the way that the crop top is like shredded and torn. Like, it's the details that make this look. And Karen, love your morals, girl, with the using your favorites and winning with your favorites, and the fashion is serving too. Next up is Generation 3, where we have, once again, to talk about the original and the remake designs for pretty much all of them except for Drake, I believe, looks exactly the same, but all the other ones got different looks. And for Sydney here, for his original look, I'm not too crazy about this. I mean, it's a nice look, it's simple, it's clean, it looks good. I really don't have that many things to say about it. If I had to pick a favorite detail here, I would say that the bottoms of the shoes on the soles being red to match the red shirt I think is a nice touch, but yeah, it's clean. His remake design I do prefer. I think that this suits him just a little bit more. I also prefer the details on this than the other look. I mean, I think this is very high fashion with the way that the pants crop at the bottom, and he has got a deep V-cut in this shirt right here, which is accentuated by all of this yellow on the cuffs and around the neck. I think that this looks very, very nice. For Phoebe's original design, it's not really majorly different. It's styled exactly the same. It's just a darker shade of blue, so I'm really only including it here because it is such a minor difference. There is a difference and I have to talk about it. I mean, both looks look great. It's not majorly different except in terms of the color, with the remake being a little lighter blue, but I really like this design. I think Phoebe is probably one of my favorite Elite Four members across the board for all generations. I just really enjoy her and her character a lot, and her design. I just think she's really likable. And then you move on to Glacia, who has quite a drastic change in her appearance between games, and just talking about her Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald appearance, this is a dark purple gown with some nice sleeves, some nice shoes. It's a very nice, clean look. Do I love it? No, it's not my favorite, and I'm a bit confused by the pants underneath the dress, or at least these look like a pair of pants under the dress. Like, I don't know what Glacia is doing. Maybe she's just really cold. You know, she's an ice type specialist, her room must be cold. Maybe she wants to wear pants as well as a dress. Look, anyone who wears a dress, down in the comment section below, let me know. Do you put pants underneath your dress? Is that something you frequently do? Because let me know, I'm curious. Her remake design is extremely elegant. They completely changed this look. They removed the pants underneath, that I see. And there is more of a light purple and white scheme going on here as opposed to the dark purple from the original. And I definitely prefer this color scheme. She looks like an ice type specialist a lot more now, with the touches of the white gloves and the white heels, and also she looks paler and the hair is lighter. Like, I just think everything about this design now screams ice type specialist a lot more than the original did. Then there's Drake, who is the only one whose remake design is essentially exactly the same as his original, so I'm only going to talk about the one. And Drake, I think it's all about the jacket. It is all about the jacket. These pants, boring. They're normal pants. These boots, they're normal boots. Who cares? This jacket is absolutely everything. I love the way it's cut at the bottom to give him that kind of like rough edge. I love this hat that he's got on. Like, he looks cool from the waist up. The waist down, it's whatever. It's fine. It's pants and boots. But the jacket. I want this jacket. Moving on to Generation 4's Elite Four, we're starting off with Aaron, who as a kid, I really enjoyed Aaron. He was always my favorite for some random reason. I think I like that there was a bug type specialist in the Elite Four of all places. The look, however, is nothing to write home about. I think the most exciting thing about Aaron's design is this alfalfa thing he's got going on top of his head, but other than that, I just think that it's a tank top with pants. He looks nice, but it's not high fashion. That being said, I am, however, very curious about the hairstyling routine that goes about in taking one piece of hair and just sticking it out the back of your head and walking out the door. Bertha just gives like cozy, friendly grandma vibes, and I love that about her. She is not serving anything that has not been served before. I think the coat is nice. I love the little scarf. She looks adorable. I just think that it's, again, nothing crazy. Generation 4 is just not really serving that much, honestly. Next up is Flint, who once again is not serving too hard. I don't think I realized how much that Generation 4 really just doesn't have that many looks to it now that I'm looking back at it. And Flint, the most exciting thing about this is that he's giving this Ronald McDonald Tina Burner color scheme with these like loops on the belt. Other than that, I'm not crazy about this. It's really not that exciting. I mean, he's wearing sandals. That's cool. Yeah, I'm really trying to find something to say. Lucian, I think, is the closest thing we're gonna get to fashion in Generation 4 with its Elite Four, and that is saying something because this is a suit. This is a suit with a black button-up shirt underneath. He looks like one of the Beatles. I can appreciate that. It's just, the color scheme is nice. It's a normal outfit. I don't have that much to say. There's really not that much flair or excitement or extra design, extra detail put in. Like, Generation 4 really kind of drops the ball. I don't think I ever realized this. And yo, I love Generation 4. Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, love. Fantastic. We're not even gonna look at Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Don't talk about them. Don't talk about her. But like, these games are awesome. So the fact that it's Elite 4 looks like this is genuinely surprising to me. Well, moving on from Generation 4, which didn't give much, we're moving on to Generation 5, which I know for a fact is going to serve some looks, starting off with Chantal, whose look here is so fun. I love this outfit. It's like Agatha Christie meets Velma Dinkley from Scooby-Doo. This outfit being extremely monochromatic with the purple and the darker purple parts, I think just really look nice. I love this huge neck pillow thing she's got around her neck. I don't even know what this is. It looks like a neck pillow with a ribbon on the back, and I love it. I don't even need to know what it is in order to love it. And next up is Grimsley, and yes, this is a suit, but there is detail in this suit. There is the red sleeves, there is the accents on the bottom of the pants to bring in that red color scheme throughout. Also, he has like this yellow scarf on the back moment. I think that this look is very fashionable. I would want to wear this look, and it just gives dark and mysterious, which is exactly what Grimsley is. Bruno wishes that he was serving what it is that Marshall is serving. Marshall is showing that you can be a fighting type specialist and wear something that looks nice, because Marshall looks great. I love this design. The orange and blue color scheme throughout looks very, very nice on him. It's the baggy pants mixed in with this like puffer vest thing with a collar around it. Like, I don't even fully know what it is, but I am obsessed with it. I think that it looks great, and I love the features of showing that he is a fighting type specialist are still in there, like the belt wrapped around his waist and the gloves. You can still identify him as a fighting type trainer from this look. Caitlyn, my queen, she looks so amazing. I think this look is phenomenal. I love the shape of this dress. It looks incredible. All the variations of pink with the light pink on the top and the dark pink on the bottom. I love this like see-through cape she's got going on in the back, really making her look elegant and dreamlike, which is exactly her vibe from her room in the Elite Four building. And this giant hat. This giant hat to cover up all this hair that she's got on her head. She's got so much hair. She's essentially Rapunzel. And in order, if you're gonna have massive hair, you gotta have a massive hat. You know that expression, the higher the hair, the closer to God? Well, Caitlyn said the higher the hat, the closer to God. Now we're up to Generation 6, which is going to be our most recent region that we are going to be revisiting in the Pokemon game series with Pokemon Legends ZA, and I wonder if we're going to see any of these characters again, maybe aged up a little bit, wearing different outfits. I can't wait to see that, but let's talk about them from X and Y. Immediately when I was thinking about making this video talking about Elite Four fashion, Malva is one of the people that I thought of, like right off the bat, right off the top of my head. These pants, it's all about the pants. These pants are incredible. And I'm not shocked that she's a little bit evil, because I feel like people who are a little bit evil, not entirely evil, just a little tiny bit, like a little tiny bit evil, they're constantly serving looks. It's kind of like Disney villains, like kind of level of like the Disney villains, they're usually serving in the fashion department, and that's where I feel like Malva lies. It's also the way that the pants work so well with this like cropped black turtleneck sweater she's got on, and then these like reddish orange, very much inspired by Team Flare glasses she's got on. It just all looks really great. She looks cool. Next up we got Seabold. I don't know how you pronounce this name, but this is a look right over here, honey. We are talking about a chef that is serving everything. Everything is coming out of this kitchen and it tastes amazing. They could have just easily made him a chef, give him a normal chef jacket, but they did not do anything like that. They did not do anything of the sort. They put a bunch of detail and design and color into this look, all the blues thrown in. I think the biggest thing I love about this outfit is this ascot or tie that he's got around his neck, as well as this like puffed up collar. I think that it's a very fun outfit. Yet another thing that I would actually wear myself. Also, let me know if I'm the only one who sees it, but it's the way that this like high neck collar mixed with the blonde hair. Like, is anyone else getting Best Jeanist from My Hero Academia from Seabold? Like, is it just me? It's a bit tricky to talk about fashion with someone like Wickstrom, because this is just armor, essentially. Like, it's not really clothing. Would you consider armor clothing? I get, yeah, it goes on your body, you wear it, yeah, sure, it's clothing, but it's not really something you're looking at for fashion in terms of, you know, oh, I'm wearing this because it looks nice. You're wearing it to not get impaled from outside forces. I think that this outfit is very fitting for a steel type specialist. I love that they made him a knight. I think that is all really cool. I think the biggest thing about this I want to talk about is, ironically enough, not the fashion, but the hairstyle with the little star on the front of his hair. I don't know how you managed to do that or what you told your barber to do when you went for your last haircut, but it looks nice. Finally, for Kalos, we have our dragon type specialist Drasna, and she is a woman of my own heart. This is a member of my family right here. She loves an accessory, and I can very much see that. I mean, we have these giant dragon fangs and tusks all over the body, on the earrings, on the necklace, on the wrist as bracelets. Like, girl, you are giving it right now. All the accessories. They say to take one thing off before you leave the house, and Drasna said, forget all about that. I'm adding 10 more fangs across my body, and it's gonna look great. And it does. Moving on to the beautiful Alola region of Generation 7, we actually have 5 Elite Four members to talk about, which is kind of silly, but that's because we randomly swapped out in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon Hala for Molayne, so we're going to be talking about both of them. So I guess in Generation 7 we have an Elite 5 to talk about. Hala is the coolest grandpa that I could ever hope to have. Like, he looks so fun. I know we all remember his little I'm a kahuna going for a stroll to the Laguna. Like, it was so silly. I was obsessed with Hala when Sun and Moon era was around. In terms of the outfit, it's nothing crazy. I mean, it's a very simple look. It's very relaxed, very calm, very suited for a nice Alolan lifestyle. I think the most exciting part of this is obviously the yellow kimono with the flowers on it. I think that this looks very cute. I would want one of these if I were to live in Alola. But other than that, it's just a very chill look. Oh, here we go. Let's talk about Miss Olivia. I don't think I need to tell you how beautiful Olivia is. This woman is beautiful, and you know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. Anybody with eyeballs can see that this is a gorgeous, beautiful woman. That being said, this outfit is nothing crazy. The outfit is not why you're looking at this. It's the accessories. It's all the bits and bobs, all the jewelry, all the added little gemstones, bracelets, anklets. She's got it all. She went rolling through eclairs with glue all over her body. And I love every second of it. You'd think that sounds like an insult. I am not at all upset about what this looks like. I think that she is phenomenal. But what I love about that is that it also makes sense for her character, given that she owns an accessory and jewelry shop. Like, it's perfect. Acerola is quite literally wearing rags, and I'm somehow fine with it, because it makes sense. And now let me tell you, not only is Acerola a ghost type specialist, in which this outfit completely makes sense to be all torn and tattered, but also the totem Pokemon of her trial is Mimikyu, another Pokemon that has a torn and tattered piece of fabric that it wears across itself, and I think this is perfect. Normally I would hate something like this. I think that it is very drab looking. It's not my favorite thing to ever cross my path in terms of fashion, but it makes sense. And that's the most important thing, is that in terms of the character, in terms of the design, I get it. Molayne is giving me two things right now. First of all, giving every guy I dated in college, point blank period. Second of all, he's giving like Genius Bar at the Apple store, like you're gonna help me reset my iPhone. Like, this is a nerd. This is a certified nerd, and I'm really not upset about it. Like, the outfit is kind of plain. It is just, you know, a shirt, pants, and a jacket, plus a bolo tie. I don't know about that. But he's got this like fluffy, shaggy hair and these like thick rimmed glasses. He's giving exactly what he needs to be giving. He is a tech geek, and I get that immediately. Kahili is actually very stylized, and I think that she's very well done and put together in terms of design. I think everything about this screams flying type specialist, but not only that, we get touches of her ace Pokemon in her design as well, with her golf club having the colors of Toucannon's beak, and also everything else just screaming flying type specialist. It's the colors, it's the patterns of everything. We get the wing on the shirt, also the shoes having like been toed off, and then also like the orange socks. Everything about this, she's designed very specifically, and I have a lot of appreciation for it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Kahili's probably one of the best design characters of Generation 7, period. Like, that's it. Like, which is crazy for a character that you don't see for pretty much the entirety of the game, which is different from all the other Elite Four members of Generation 7, who you get a little interaction with here and there, but Kahili you don't really until you get to the Elite Four, so it's crazy that they were just saving this amazing design for the end. I would say that we were moving along to Generation 8 if Generation 8 had an Elite Four, which it does not. We're in a tournament with other gym challengers hoping to battle the champion at the end, but there is not an official Elite Four or people designated to be the Elite Four, so I'm gonna skip over Generation 8 just because of this. I mean, if y'all really want to count some of the gym leaders that we face in the bracketed tournament, you can, but for the sake of this video, they're not official Elite Four in my eyes, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Generation 9, which, funnily enough, has two Elite Fours that I have to talk about. We start out with our regular Paldea Elite Four with Rika, and Rika is amazing. This is no surprise and no shock to anyone. As soon as Rika was revealed, everybody was obsessed. Everyone loved her. Everyone wanted to be her. Everyone wanted to be with her. Rika is giving this androgynous fashion sense that I very much appreciate and very much love. It's giving Sailor Uranus from Sailor Moon, and I'm all about it. I think that this outfit, some may say that the colors are kind of drab, but I think for Rika it works, strangely enough. We're under the context here that not only is Rika a ground type specialist, but Rika is also the examiner for this final exam Pokemon League test that we're going through. So this kind of outfit is actually kind of perfect, and I don't want to be biased and say that I just love a shirt and pants because it happens to be on Rika, a character that I love, but I think that it fits a little bit more just for the sake of where Rika is and what job Rika is doing. But honestly, outfit aside, for me, it's also this hair. Like, this hair is doing it for me. Don't adjust your television screen. She is actually that small. Next up is Poppy, and this is a literal child. This is a child. I don't know how to feel about Poppy. I really don't. Of course, she has her fans, as every Pokemon character does, but she is not my personal favorite of the Elite Four members. I don't know. I didn't love this whole, like, child prodigy kind of thing going on with her. Was she cute? Yeah, I liked her relationship with Rika, but that's about it. I don't know. It was kind of giving, like, Chibi Usa, not to give, like, Sailor Moon again, but it was giving Chibi Moon to me, and I was not loving it. But in terms of the fashion here, I like this big necklace that she's got on, but other than that, I mean, the outfit is whatever. It's kind of just, like, loose, baggy, dull clothing, and then she's got this baby thing on her head. Like, I've seen babies wear these kind of, like, bonnets or hats. Like, I don't even know what they're called. Like, I've seen them in cartoons, very rarely in real life, where it's like cover their head or cover their face. Like, I don't know what they were thinking of, like, oh, let's just put a baby in the Elite Four. Like, is that the vibe we were going for? I know it kind of fits with Tinkaton being like a small creature that has a lot of power, so it's very fitting that that's her ace. But I don't know, I'm not vibing with Poppy. It's just not my thing, character or fashion wise. So sorry to her fans out there, just not my favorite. We're moving on now to another character that a lot of people are obsessed with, which is very funny given that Rika people were obsessed with, and we have a little bit of a break with Poppy, and then we have Larry, which is another character that everybody loves. Well, at least I believe most people love Larry. He's just like the most bland, boring businessman you've ever seen and met in your life. But he's so entertaining. His dialogue is some of the funniest in the entire game. I really enjoyed Larry throughout the entire game. That all being said, his fashion sense is nothing crazy. I can't change the rules just because I like him. I have ripped on people for wearing suits, and I gotta do it again. It makes sense for his character. It's the same thing for Rika. He is a businessman. It makes sense that he's wearing a suit. My favorite thing about this would be the bright sky-colored tie with the clouds on it, now that he's a flying type specialist in the Elite Four. So still very looking normal, which is his original typing for his gym, mixed in with the new flying typing. I love that they kind of had a design that mixes both, but it's still not the most exciting thing. Which, funnily enough for Larry, does kind of make sense in a silly way. Hassel to me is the most forgettable of Paldea's Elite Four, and I feel bad about that because I don't dislike his character. I don't even dislike this outfit. I mean, it is kind of, again, teacher chic. I'm going to homeroom. I'm teaching an art class, like very high school chic, but he's just not the most exciting character that I've ever seen. And I think the hair is fun. It's very silly. I love that this jacket kind of has a cape along with it. I wish there was more draconic elements to this design, given that he is a dragon type specialist. I know, of course, we're going for teacher, examiner. That's the vibe that we are going for with this entire Elite Four. But I just think that in terms of design, I would have loved to have seen a little bit of a touch here and there that would have given dragon, because I'm not getting that from him. Now moving on to our last and final most recent Elite Four that we're going to be talking about for today's video, with our BB League Elite Four. And yes, they're technically not associated with an official Pokemon League. They're a part of the Blueberry League, and it's a very different thing, but they are canonically an Elite Four, so I will be talking about them. Plus, I also just enjoy all four of their designs and characters, so I feel like it'd be a shame to not include them. Crispin is giving Soma Yukihira from Food Wars down. Like, I would not be surprised if that was the inspiration for this character's design at all. But I think, unfortunately, this is a character that, like I was mentioning with Seable, that in terms of cooking, being a chef, they could have just done a normal chef design, and Crispin gives a little bit more of that than Seable does, but there's still enough accent and features here, pops of color, that I can appreciate aside from the chef's jacket, which I still am glad that they used to show that he's a chef, obviously, but there's a little bit more to it than that. I love that the shoes are the same color as his hair. Like, that's very silly and entertaining to me. I also just love the little bits of red throughout the jacket, on the bottom, on the sleeve, then we have some on the glove, we have the yellow scarf around the neck. Like, there's definitely a little bit of detail here, enough that it's not a bland design, it's just not as fun as Seabold's, for example, also being a chef. Lacey, I think we can all agree, is one of my favorite characters from the new DLC for Scarlet and Violet. I just think that Lacey is a very fun character. She has her funny moments as well. Also, she's just adorable. Like, I just love the thing that she does with her arms to make the X. I know it's a meme at this point, but it's so iconic. And the fact that she is the daughter of Clay, also iconic. Love that for her. And I recently found out in Pokemon Masters she may have a southern accent. I live.
And I'm also a member of the BB League Elite Four.
This outfit is just essentially her normal Blueberry Academy uniform with a pink cardigan sweater on top of it, but the two details that I really wanted to accentuate and talk about here that I appreciate is the little fairy wings on the sleeves. Those are super cute to show that she's a fairy type specialist, but also I love the clips in the hair because it's not only just adorable and cute, which fits her vibe, but it's a reference to her father Clay with all of the gemstones and golds and greens that you can find in Driftvale City. You might think that I'm going to gonna rip into Amarys's design because she's pretty much just wearing a normal BB League uniform, but I'm not, because I am a sucker for detail, and I am a huge sucker for a design that plays into a type specialist type that they use. And this look for Amarys, specifically correlating to the steel type, is absolutely perfect. I love the bolts in the hair. They're perfect. I wouldn't touch them. It was one of my favorite things when I saw her. I immediately appreciated it so much. And I also love that the boots as well, these like big gray boots that also look like they have bolts or screws in them. Like, she looks like a steel type specialist, and I will always appreciate, even if the outfit is not crazy, that you look like you own a particular type of Pokemon. Finally, we have Drayton, who is another person who actually has a relative from Unova that we'd recognize with Drayton. He's giving like bad kid. Like, I think he looks cool. Like, he's one of those like kids that would sit in the back of the class, like feet up on the desk, and I'm absolutely here for it with this like cool black jacket with the Mastiff design on the sleeve. I love the draconic element thrown in there with this, like, I don't want to say skirt, but like it like a skirt element thing around his waist, fabric around the bottom. I don't know if it's a skirt or not. I'm not judging if it is, but this thing around the bottom, I love the dragons on the bottom for the dragon type element here. And also, I gotta talk about that his hair looks like toothpaste. You thought I wasn't gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. Like, this boy is sponsored by Crest, and don't think that I didn't notice. But there you have it. That's the video. We went through every single generation, aside from Generation 8, and talked about their Elite Four fashion, and I think that there are some crazy looks here just as much as there are some not so fashionable looks. I know I've made a lot of fashion videos here on the channel, but I was so excited to make a Pokemon one, and I hope it did not disappoint. I had a lot of fun going through these looks today, and I definitely had to say, for my final ranking, closing the ranks, worst fashion of the Elite Four would have to unfortunately go to Generation 4. It's just very bland across the board. There's not a lot of like out of the box details or even a lot of extra design going into it. It's just a lot of normal clothing. As for my opinion of the most fashionable generation, I am very torn between Generation 5 and Generation 6. I also would have thrown in Generation 1 in there, specifically with the Let's Go designs if Bruno wasn't dragging them down, you know, being shirtless and shoeless. But of course, these are all just my opinions. This is all my taste in fashion, which could be different for literally everybody. It's in the eye of the beholder, as they say. Everything is going to be different depending on who's looking at it. It's all subjective. Let me know down in the comment section below not only if you enjoyed and which region had your favorite fashionable Elite Four, but also which game series or Pokemon things should I talk about in the next fashion review video. There will never be a shortage of gaming fashion for me to talk about, unless the category is pants under dresses. In that regard, I truly am clueless.